Hello everyone, welcome back to English class. How are you all? Hope you all are good. So today we're gonna learn a new story. So before that, let me ask you something. Have you heard of these Netherlands? Have you heard of Netherlands? Yes, Netherlands is one of the country in Europe, isn't it? Now, can you say how many countries are there in Europe? How many countries are there in Europe? Yes, there are
44.
in Europe. What is the spelling of Europe? Europe. Can you say any two other countries? One is Netherlands. Now, can you say? Yes, I will read for you. Russia, Georgia, Czechia, Greece, Ireland, Belgium, Denmark, France, Germany, Italy, Poland, Spain and Turkey. So these are the countries included in Europe. Okay, so this story was happening in Europe, Netherlands. Have you heard that word, Netherlands? Okay, and title of the story is The Brave Dutch Boy. The Brave Dutch Boy. Brave. Have you heard that word? Brave. Yes, brave means very clever. Dutch means Dutch is a name of a country in Europe. So, The Brave Dutch Boy. That is the title of the story. And this story was happening in Europe in Netherlands. Okay, so Netherlands is one of the country in Europe. So, shall we start? It's an interesting story. All of you listen. The Netherlands is a country in Europe. All of you take your textbook, page number 30, lesson 5, The Brave Dutch Boy. The Netherlands is a country in Europe. Many parts of the country lie below the sea level. So, Netherlands is one of the country in Europe and there are many parts of country lie below the sea level. What is this below the sea level? There are many countries lie below the sea level. Here you can see the picture. Below. Barriers called dikes are built to prevent seawater from entering the towns. Barriers. Have you heard that word? Barriers. What is this barriers? Look at your glossary. Things which separate one thing from another. That means barriers means a thing that separate one thing from another. Here you can see the picture of a barrier. So this is a thing that separate one thing from another. That is called as barriers. And have you heard this word dikes? D-Y-K-E-S. Dikes. Have you heard that word? Dikes. D-Y-K-E-S. What is this dikes? Stone walls built to hold back water. Stone walls built to stop back water. Have you gone to this sea? Yes, there you can see many stone walls. For what this stone walls was built? Yes, to prevent the seawater, to prevent that seawater coming outside that place. And below that sea level, many dikes are built there. For what? Yes, for stopping the seawater coming to the town. So, on that place, that is in Netherlands, there are many dikes are built to prevent the seawater that enters to the town. So, they build there a barrier. So, dikes, what is this dikes? Yes, dikes are a kind of barriers. Dikes are a kind of barriers that stops the seawater for entering. Seawater that enters the town. So, it's a barrier. The seawater will stop there. So, dikes is a kind of barrier that was built to prevent the seawater. Clear? Okay. In a village near Haarlem, there lived a small boy called Hans Brinker. Note down the name. Hans Brinker. Hans Brinker. So, he's a small boy who lived in a village called Haarlem. So, this is the main character in our story. Hans Brinker is a small boy who lived in a village called Haarlem. He was a very helpful boy. After school, he usually went to see an old man who lived alone. So Hans Sprinkle is a schoolboy, and after school he gone to a house where a old man lived lonely. After coming from school, he every day usually he gone to the house of a old man who lived lonely. Then he is also a very helpful boy. He always help people. One evening he was walking close to a dike, singing sweetly and passing his hands along the wall. Suddenly his palm felt wet. Then one evening he was walking near that dikes. What is this dikes? Yes, I already told that dikes is a stone walls that was built. It's a kind of barriers that were built for stopping the sea water coming to the town. So this Hans was walking near that dikes and he felt his palm felt wet, like he was walking singing sweetly. He was just simply walking like this. Then he touched that dike and he felt his palm was wet. Then he came to know that there is something leakage in that dike. He found that water was leaking through the hole, coming out. Then he found that water was leaking. The water was coming little by little from that dikes, because he touched that dike and he came to know that yes, his palm was wet. Then he came to know that yes, here is some leakage. Hans knew he had to inform the people immediately. He ran up and down the road to tell someone about it, but he could not see anyone. He was worried and afraid. Then by seeing that, then he came to know that here is leakage. The leakage, and he got tensed and he was in search of some people. Actually, he wanted to inform someone that there is leakage, but he was not able to see anyone there. Then he got more and more tensed. Then what did he do? He was worried and afraid. Afraid means he was feared. He was worried by seeing that leakage. He ran back to see the leak. Now the hole had become slightly bigger. Then he gone again to that dikes and he watched the leakage. But the size of that leakage increases. The size of that hole become little more bigger. Then he got really tensed by seeing that. So this is the first part of the story. Let's discuss the remaining part in the next class. So that's all for today. Stay tuned. Bye.